Miami breaks huddle and marches out. They're in green, trimmed in gold with white numerals and a white Miami across the front of the T-shirt type jersey. Kentucky in its customary white home uniforms. Both lineups, as we gave them to you. Stan Kajkowski shakes hands with Ed Beck, who at 6'7" gives Kentucky 2 inches height advantage, and then they switch in the jump circle to get Kentucky the basket off to our right, the southern goal. Ball game ready to go. Beck taps. Cox gets it. Fades to Calvert as Kentucky moves quickly into front court. Down the left side to Cox. 20-foot jump shot. It's good. Johnny Cox ropes one from the left side, 20 feet away. And Kentucky leads Miami by 2-0. Here's a drive for the basket and a foul on John Krigler of Kentucky. First foul of the ball game goes against 6'3" John Krigler of Hebron. Kentucky leading 2-0 on the strength of the 20-foot field goal by Johnny Cox. Marty Burdett's on the Miami free throw line for one try. We've played 15 seconds, and his shot is good. So Burdett, with a bonus, has a chance to tie the game. Miami, incidentally, does not have a senior on their 13-man squad. The bonus shot's no good. Kentucky remains on top. It's tapped up into the air, taken by Miami as Talbot pulls it in, hooks to the outside to Burdett, breaks, hooks, and hits. So Burdett picks up 3 points on the first trip down the court, and Miami leads 3-2. First time this season Kentucky has been behind. Vernon Hatton feeds to the right side to Krigler, back out to Calvert, who sets, cuts back to the right. He's open, free throw line, jump shot short. Beck taps it in. Ed Beck picks up his second field goal, and the Cats lead 4-3. In front court in a game that seems to be loose and ready to go here in the early minutes of play. 7 points in 45 seconds. The Hurricanes of Miami working it now. Stage breaking to the right, hooks over Calvert under the rim of the basket. Hatton rebounds. The ball knocked away from him and taken away by Miami. Hatton roughed up coming out of there. Gene Stage got control of the ball. Bounces to Kajkowski in the pivot. Calvert knocks it out of bounds as Kajkowski tried to return it back to Gene Stage, who incidentally wears glasses. Out of bounds to put it in play, the captain, Ed Morris. Passes one in, the Calvert deflects. Kajkowski gets it, throws it back, and Hatton cuts it off. He goes for the basket. He's wide open, and he's fouled as he lays it in good. Goal counts by Hatton to give Kentucky a lead of 6-3. The foul is on George Talbot of Miami, his first one. Vernon Hatton is the third Cat to rope a field goal. And he goes to the free throw line for one try. Hit or miss, this one's in play. Puts that left foot right up on the line and cocks the right one slightly back. Sights for a two-handed free throw that comes up from between the knees and short. Tapped by Beck, no good. Knocked away from Talbot and out of bounds by Cox as Calvert got a hold of it, but not enough to hold on to it. It's 6-3 Kentucky after a minute and a half here at the Coliseum in Lexington. Kajkowski out of the right corner, hits a one-handed shot. The 6'5" center went to the deep right corner to pick up his first field goal of the game. Johnny Cox moves down the right side of Kentucky's front court, takes a pass back from Calvert. Hatton sets a 30-footer. It's good. Vernon Hatton lobbing one in from 30 feet to the outside. His second field goal, and the Cats lead 8-5. Up in front court now, Stage. Passing it over to Talbot. Here's Calvert breaking for the basket and called for a pushing foul against Gene Stage. It's the first foul on Jerry Calvert, the second against Kentucky, and Gene Stage goes to the Miami free throw line for one try. A 6-foot junior guard from Elwood, Indiana. 17 minutes and 57 seconds to play in this first half. He shoots and hits, cutting the Kentucky lead to 2 points. Stage with a bonus shot has an additional chance. The shot short, bounces over and in. Kentucky leading 8-7 as Calvert comes quickly into front court, breaks down the right side, lays it in. Calvert is the fourth Cat to score. They're picking up in back court with a lead of 10-7. Only Hatton and Calvert down there. Miami throws another man into the picture, and they move it up in front court with Talbot moving down the right side, still out deep, faking and now passing to Stage, who moves off to the left on a one-bounce dribble. Passes off to the right side. Burdett breaks and hooks. He missed it. Hatton rebounds for Kentucky. Making a stab for it is Stage, but he was unable to get into it. Hatton flips to Calvert down the left side to Krigler, who breaks for the basket. Pulled up, can't shoot, comes back in, lays it in good. Foul on the play, and the goal counts. It's Burdett of Miami drawing his first personal foul. 2 personals against each team now as John Krigler goes to the Kentucky free throw line. All 5 of the Kentucky starters have at least one field goal. Krigler has one free throw coming. Hit or miss, it's in play. He sights for the one-handed free throw and hits. And the score now, with a three-point trip down the floor for the Wildcats, is 13-7. Calvert knocks one away from Stage on a baseball pass 90% the length of the court. Knocked it away and out of bounds under the Hurricane basket. This year, incidentally, you cannot put the ball in play under the basket. It has to be put in play off to the side. Wilt Chamberlain brought that into being. Here's a break for the basket and a hook by Burdett that's good. Marty Burdett of Miami gets his second field goal, 5th point, and Kentucky's lead is only 4 points as Hatton breaks for the basket, starts to shoot, and across the arms foul against Burdett of Miami. Marty Burdett of Miami gets his second personal as Hatton broke for the basket from the outside. He came across the arms. So Hatton's on the line. 16 minutes, 56 seconds in the first half. He has one free throw coming. Calvert and Krigler playing just off the side as Hatton shoots and hits to give Kentucky a 14-9 lead. Hatton draws the bonus shot. If he hits it, he'll be the leading scorer with 6 points. He's right now tied with Burdett, who has 5. Hatton shoots, it's good. Kentucky 15, Miami 9. Kentucky's picking up in backcourt, or Beck and Calvert were that trip, and the Hurricanes again threw a third man in to get the ball up into front court. Talbot misses from the right corner. Nice rebound by John Krigler. Whips it up to Calvert. The Cats running. Miami setting the defense to cut off the fast break. And the pass is outside to Beck, right back to Calvert. He sets, moves in, 10-foot jump shot. No good. It's good. By saying no there, we were indicating there was no rebounding strength. It's 17-9 for the Cats as Miami comes back in front court. Talbot breaks off to the left, gives to Kajikowski. Breaks out, Beck picked off, Kajikowski shooting short and to the right. Fight for the ball coming off the boards. Miami's got it. Moving over, picking it up, and Cox blocked the shot as Morris tried to shoot. It's on the floor, picked up by Stage of Miami. Flipped over, Kajikowski lays it in, driving under the basket. Kajikowski's second field goal. Kentucky's lead cut back to 6 points. 17-11. We got 16 minutes to play in the first half here in Lexington. Hatton sets it up from the outside, working to Krigler to the right, back to Calvert, outside to Beck, free throw line, jump shot, good. Ed Beck with his second field goal puts Kentucky back in front by 8, 19-11. Gene Stage in front court for Miami. Passes one over on to George Talbot, back to Burdett, who breaks and collides with Calvert. A pushing foul, though, has been called against John Krigler. It's the second foul on Krigler. There are now 15 minutes and 42 seconds in this ball game. Marty Burdett, who has hit one and missed one, goes to the Miami free throw line for one shot. Kentucky plays Temple Saturday night at the Palestra in Philadelphia, second game of a doubleheader. Here's the shot, good by Burdett. He gets a bonus shot. Incidentally, broadcast time is 8:30 Central Standard Time over these same stations. 19-12, Kentucky leads as the bonus shot by Marty Burdett is good. It's 19-13. The Cats have the ball. Vernon Hatton out of bounds, underhands a one-hander to Jerry Calvert, who tom-toms the ball moving up the backcourt. Passes to the left to Krigler, a whistle from the baseline, and Marty Burdett is called for pushing. Burdett is beefing about it, and timeout is being taken by Miami. That's the third foul on Burdett. One of the big guns of Miami, who has 7 points. 7 of the 6 points have been picked up by Burdett, and he's just been charged with his third personal foul, and he is not in the least happy about it as he moves into the Miami huddle to talk with Bruce Hale and Ferreira, his assistant. So the timeout is the first one in the ball game. It's charged to Miami. Here's the scoring so far. Jerry Calvert has 4 points, Johnny Cox 2, Ed Beck 4, John Krigler 3, Vernon Hatton 6. For Miami, Marty Burdett has 7, Kajikowski has 4, Gene Stage has 2. The game started off with Johnny Cox hitting from the left side on a 20-footer that gave Kentucky a 2-0 lead. Then we saw Burdett come down the floor. He was fouled by Krigler, hit the first free throw, missed the second, but then got the rebound and laid it in to put Kentucky down 3-2. And at that point, Kentucky trailing 3-2 after 26 seconds has been the only time so far this season that the Wildcats have been on the short end of the score. Washington and Lee had them tied at 2-2, then fell off and could never get back in the game. Johnny Cox, 6'4" sophomore forward on the free throw line for Kentucky. Feet well apart. As he gets ready to shoot and try to improve a 6-point lead, he fires it up and in. Kentucky leads by 7 points as Cox goes in now for his bonus try. The Cats have missed only one free throw so far. As a team, they've hit 4 for 5. Cox bonus shot's good. Kentucky 21, Miami 13. Personal fouls could become very important quickly here as Burdett, one of the Miami aces, has 3 on him here in less than 5 minutes. Here's Stage breaking down the left side, shooting, missing, and Ed Beck rebounds for Kentucky. High pass to Johnny Cox in front court. He passes off to Hatton, who's double-teamed and walks with it, and it's out of bounds to Miami. Incoming pass goes to George Talbot, who wheels back in the Hurricanes' front court. This is the first of a week-long road trip for Miami. Burdett on the right side's got it. The Hurricanes, incidentally, are in yellow shoes with green socks. They're green and yellow colors. Here's Kodzikowski breaking. Cox falls down, and he misses. Ed Beck rebounds. Kodzikowski knocks it away. But on the save, it's thrown back into Hatton by Morris. Over to Calvert, who drops it, picks it up. Moving down deep on the left side, out to Beck to renew his dribble, and back to Calvert, who sets it up with a pass to Hatton. 30-foot one-hander short, rolls off the rim. Beck with a beautiful tap in. Ed Beck gets his third field goal on a beautiful tap. He leads in field goal production as the Cats have their longest lead of the game, 23-13. 5.5 minutes have gone by. Gene Stage moving to the right side as Marty Burdett of Miami tried to fake a foul. As he and Calvert touched, Burdett fell down. Pass to Talbot, who breaks to the right off the screen and shoots, no good. Cox rebounds for Kentucky. Gets the fast break triggered. Passes off the right to Calvert, who loses it off his knee. Picks it up and walks with it, and it's out of bounds to Miami. 23-13 the score. The Cats lead as the Hurricanes swing back to the attack with Talbot pitching over to Stage, moving past the dividing line. He sets it up with a return pass to Talbot. Faking towards Kodzikowski in the pivot. Stage shoots, short, Calvert rebounds. He can't fast break. Miami's got the defense set for him. He moves into the free throw line, gives to Cox, who charges, coming down the lane, and his blocking foul against Gene Stage. Cox charged down that lane with it after Calvert had spun around and indicated the fast break was all off. And Cox was fouled by Gene Stage, committing his first one. That's 5 personals against Miami to 3 against the Cats. And Johnny Cox, with 4 points, is on the free throw line for the Wildcats. 13 minutes, 51 seconds here in the first half at the Coliseum in Lexington. Free throw, good by Johnny Cox. Bonus shot coming as Kentucky owns its longest lead of the game. Cox flexes and flips, good. Kentucky 25, Miami 13. Burdett gets the incoming pass, flips it right back to Ed Morris, who moves up in front court. The Hurricane captain down deep on the left side as 2 reserves wait to come in for Miami. Into Burdett in the pivot, he turns, shoots over Krigler, no good. Rebounding Jerry Calvert to the outside. Comes up the middle with it on the fast break. Kodzikowski stabs and misses. Hatton goes in and is fouled as he breaks under the basket. And Krigler was hit in the face. Krigler may be hurt. The personal foul is going against George Talbot, his second personal. Gene Stage coming out of the game along with George Talbot, who just committed the personal foul. Joe Munley is checking in, M-U-N-L-E-Y, 19-year-old sophomore from Carbondale, Pennsylvania. He's 6 feet, weighs 160. Vernon Hatton on the Kentucky free throw line has hit 2 out of 3. Here's his shot, good. He has another one coming as he was fouled in the act of shooting. Also in the Miami lineup. Get the other change for you in just a moment. Hatton drops in the second shot to give the Cats a lead of 27-13. Mark Thistlethwaite is in the Miami lineup now. Now here is the captain, Morris, breaking for the basket. Shoots over Cox, and Krigler rebounds the shot that's short. Holds on, then flips to Jerry Calvert, moving up in front court with it. Free throw line jump shot is short. Comes right off the rim to Kodzikowski of Miami, and he can't hold on to it. It's out of bounds to Kentucky. Thistlethwaite, a 19-year-old sophomore, is from Sheridan, Indiana. Stands 6'1", weighs 172. The name is Thistlethwaite. Thistlethwaite. Here's Hatton getting the incoming pass. Spins, jump shot, no good. Tapped in beautifully by Johnny Cox. Second field goal by the Hazard sophomore. And it's Kentucky 29, Miami 13. Off the left side, Marty Burdett's got it for the Hurricanes as we wait now to get another Hurricane substitution. Kentucky has made no change. Thistlethwaite shoots and misses. Rebound taken off by Burdett of Miami. Can't hold on. Goes to the baseline to recover. Moves out on Krigler. Breaks for the basket. Pulls up and feeds off to Ed Morris, who breaks down the left side with Cox on him. High pass under the basket and a beautiful defensive move by John Krigler, who tied up with Marty Burdett on the pass. And they'll jump as Pete Turonis comes in the Miami lineup. Tyronis is an 18-year-old sophomore from Carbondale, Pennsylvania. He's 6'7", weighs 195, the tallest Hurricane. Burdett and Krigler jump. Somebody for the Hurricanes stepped over the jump circle line in the Miami foul circle too soon and gives the ball out of bounds to Kentucky in backcourt. Jerry Calvert gets it. Bounce pass to Krigler, back to Calvert. Hatton goes through. Calvert moves back outside to set it up. Beck playing a high pivot at the free throw line. Hands off to Hatton. Who moves down the left side, goes in, shoots, no good. Rebound taken off by Munley of Miami. Flips to Burdett on a fast break against Krigler. He hooks and he missed it. Tapped up, no good by Thistlewaite, and knocked out of bounds to Miami by Jerry Calvert. 12 minutes in the first half here at the Coliseum in Lexington. The Hurricanes want it on the opposite side of the basket, right in front of their bench. That's on the eastern side of the northern basket. High pass outside to Morris at Calvert, knocks off his hand and out of bounds. So now the Hurricanes will put it in on the right-hand side of their front court. Ed Morris, the captain's out of bounds to put her in play. Throws a high pass in. That's pulled down by Thistlewaite. Then outside, and the set shot is no good by Munley. Calvert gets the outside rebound, starts the 3-3 break down the middle, and he missed it. The foul is blocking on Miami's Mark Thistlewaite. Thistlewaite's first personal foul. The Cats running again, and Calvert makes his first appearance on the free throw line. Kentucky as a team tonight has hit 9 out of 10. With 11 minutes, 29 seconds in the first half, Calvert shooting and missing. He has another one coming as he was fouled in the act of shooting. The Wildcats on a lead of 13 points. Calvert flips. It's good. Calvert's fifth point as Kentucky leads 30-13. Moving back is Joe Munley for the Hurricanes in front court. Pulls it up over his head, threatens toward the pivot, then flips off to Burdett, who breaks in. Krigler cuts him off. Pass under the basket to Ed Morris, who breaks and is fouled by Johnny Cox. It's the first foul on Johnny Cox and the fourth foul against Kentucky. Miami so far has committed 7. Their captain, Ed Morris, who hasn't scored, is on the free throw line for one shot. 11 minutes, 17 seconds to play in this first half. Hatton and Calvert wide of the alleys, ready to go with the fast break. The shot, good. This year in college basketball, as in the professional league, the team that is shooting the free throw cannot take either of the rebounding positions immediately under the basket. In other words, the home and visitor scene marked on the floor is no longer leaded. Morris hits the second shot, the bonus shot, and it's 30-15 as Kentucky breaks. Here's Johnny Cox walking with it, coming off the left side of the front court. Miami has it out of bounds. Joe Munley steps on a cheerleader as he throws her into Thistlewaite and takes a return pass moving in front court. Hands it back to Thistlewaite, a redhead. Flips it off to Morris. Back over to Burdett, crisscrossing off the screens. Beck knocks it out of bounds as Tyronis made the save on the right side of the front court. Ed Morris out of bounds to put it in play for Miami on the right side of their offensive court. Passes out to Thistlewaite. Thistlewaite into Tyronis, who left-hands one up there on a hook shot that's no good. Johnny Cox rebounds, went almost down to one knee coming out with it, but held on and kept dribbling. Flips her over to Jerry Calvert. Ed Beck goes in on the high pivot at the free throw line as the pass is over to Calvert. Kentucky overloads to the right. Hatton breaks off the weak side by Tyronis, lays it in. Hatton has 3 field goals, and Kentucky leads 32-15. Up in front court's Thistlewaite, breaking on Calvert. Quick jump shot over Calvert is no good. Tyronis gets it. Hatton takes it away from him. Miami's got the defense set for the fast break. Hatton pulls up in the top rim of the circle, flips it back over to Calvert on the right side and out deep. 25-foot set shot. It's short. No good. Miami has all the rebounding strength as Marty Burdett picks it off. Flips a high pass up to Munley at the dividing line. Whips one in there, and Beck cuts it off. Ed Morris, the Miami captain, was wide open under the basket, but Ed Beck cut it off on the short hop. Over it goes to Calvert. High pass to Beck. Hatton goes off the weak side. Beck breaks, hooks under the basket, out of bounds. Hurricanes back in the lead, back on possession as Kentucky leads 32-15. Up in front court now is Ed Morris, moving down the right side. High, leading pass to Burdett, taken away by Krigler. And Beck picks it up off the floor, rips one out to Calvert. High, dangerous pass that Hatton handles, and then it's knocked away from him. Hatton had it knocked away from him by Joe Munley, who played it as Hatton was double-teamed on the high pass from Jerry Calvert. Out of bounds is Ed Beck to put it in play. The Cats line up 4 abreast on the left-hand side of the court. Start the play. The pass to Calvert in the left corner, out to Hatton, breaks down the middle and lays it in, and no good. Munley rebounds for Miami. The little guy goes in to get it, flips one out to Thistlewaite, moving up in front court for the Hurricanes. As we've hit a drought here in scoring, here's Tyronis laying one up that's no good. And the pushing foul against Jerry Calvert of Kentucky is his second one. Into the Miami lineup is Gene Stage, who started at the guard and now is coming back in to replace Joe Munley. 9 minutes and 6 seconds in the first half as Pete Chironis goes to the Miami free throw line for the first time in the ball game. He's shooting 2. Chironis up for his first one. A right-handed push shot good. 32-16 the score. Kentucky leading Miami. We've hit a drought here in the scoring, though, as time is being taken by Miami. It is their second timeout, and into the ball game comes Ed Contreras, Contreras. Contreras. He's a 19-year-old sophomore from Tampa, Florida. He's 6'4", weighs 210. Well, Kentucky had their scoring drought start after some 4 minutes of play when they hit the 19-point mark. They ran the score on up to 30-13 with 11 and a half minutes to go. And now, in about a minute and 10 seconds, they've scored only 2 points. So the Hurricanes have closed the gap somewhat, at least closed it to 16 points. Adolph Rupp has not and is not now making any change in the lineup. Miami, incidentally, has come over 5 minutes without a field goal. 7 minutes, rather, without a field goal. Miami has gone a little better than 7 minutes with no field goal, and still Kentucky's lead's only 16 points. So here's Chironis. Second shot good. And the score is Kentucky 32, Miami 17. Calvert, high pass to Cox on the left side of the front court. Right back out to Calvert. Beck goes to the pivot at the free throw line. Bounce pass off to Cox, back to Calvert. Hatton goes through. Calvert hands off to Krigler. A 15-foot jump shot's no good. Down on the floor, Hatton picks it up, lays it in. Vernon Hatton gets his 4th field goal of the game. Kentucky 34-17 over Miami at this moment. Up in front court now is Gene Stage. Bounce pass over to Marty Burdett, and a high looping one-hander's no good. Ed Beck rebounds for Kentucky, rips one to Johnny Cox on a 3-1 break to Calvert, who lays it in. Fast break paying off for the Wildcats as Calvert scores, but a beautiful pass to trigger the break by Ed Beck. It's 36-17 as Gene Stage breaks. Jump shot from 10 feet, rolls out of there, no good. Johnny Cox rebounds, flips to Calvert, up to Hatton. It's 3-on-1 again. Hatton to Calvert. 5-foot jump shot's no good. Calvert taps, no good. Krigler rebounds and lays it up short, but he had a foot on the line. Calvert shooting from the outside and missing as Kentucky was unable to score off a 3-1 fast break. Here's a jump shot by Thistlethwaite, no good. Cox and Beck knock it down, and Johnny Cox gets it for Kentucky. Comes fighting out of there for a 3-2 fast break. He takes a 15-foot jump shot, and it's short. Hatton taps it out of bounds. It was hit last, though, by Contreras of Miami, as he and Hatton both were going for it. Kentucky 36, Miami 17. The Hurricanes waiting to get in another substitute. Beck passes into Cox. Behind his back, no good. Coming down is Chironis with it, and he's fouled from the rear by Ed Beck. It's the first foul on Ed Beck as Joe Gardner checks in for the Hurricanes. Gardner is 6 feet tall, weighs 163 pounds. He's a 20-year-old sophomore from Chattanooga, Tennessee, and Marty Burdett goes out. There's 7 minutes and 37 seconds here in this first half at Lexington. The biggest of the Hurricanes, 6'7", Pete Chironis is on the line. Chironis has one try. He hasn't missed. He sights, and here's the free throw. Good. Chironis with a bonus shot coming. Kentucky's lead is 18 points right now. 36-18. Chironis looking, flipping, good. Kentucky 36, Miami 19. Jerry Calvert quickly back in front court. Setting it up, waiting for Ed Beck to go to the pivot. He goes to a shallow pivot now in under the basket. Passes over to Cox, back to Hatton. Out to Beck. Here's a free throw line jump shot short. Under the basket, touch nothing. Cox slammed it back into Miami's Joe Gardner, who flips in front court to Gene Stage. Drives into the 10-second zone, then out to Thistlethwaite, and a jump shot no good off the free throw line. Tapped up by Chironis, twice no good. Knocked down on the side. Johnny Cox has got it, and a 2-on-1 fast break with Vernon Hatton, who fakes and is knocked off his feet by Gene Stage, and Hatton may be hurt. Gene Stage tripped him with his body. Hatton on his feet, shaking his head that he's okay. Apparently hurt his left hand. For Stage, that's foul number 2. Hatton examining the little finger of the left hand. 7 minutes and 6 seconds here in the first half at the Coliseum in Lexington. 2 times out have been called, both by Miami. As Vernon Hatton makes his appearance at the free throw line. Hatton has hit 4 out of 5. Shoots short, no good. Johnny Brewer is the first substitute for Kentucky. Brewer is a 21-year-old senior replacing Krigler. John Krigler comes out. Brewer is from Anchorage. He played his high school basketball at Eastern. 6'3", weighs 182, scored 6 points against Washington and Lee. Hatton's second free throw is good. Kentucky 37, Miami 19. We've got 7 minutes to go now as Miami comes back to the attack with Talbot, moving up in front court over the stage to the right side. Pass down to Gardner, back out to stage. One bounce dribbling over to Talbot. Looks down the left side to Contreras, then hooks a one-handed pass out to stage. Takes a one-bounce dribble and off to Contreras on the left side. Out to stage, 20-foot one-hander's good. Gene Stage gets his first field goal of the game, and that's only the 5th for the Hurricanes, who have come almost 10 minutes, or a little better than 10 minutes, without a field goal. 37-21, Kentucky leads as Hatton moves down the left side. Feeds to Calvert, wide open, he lays it in. Jerry Calvert gets his 4th field goal. 39-21, Kentucky's lead. Gene Stage in front court for the Hurricanes. Passes over to Talbot. Down the right side to Gardner, back to Talbot to Stage. Out deep, straight away. Moving off to the left. Contreras moves out. Cox picks up on Stage. The pass is back out front to Talbot. Moves to the right side. Then flips one to Gardner. One bounce dribble. He hands off to Stage. 25-foot set shot's good. Gene Stage notches 2 straight field goals. 39-23, Kentucky leading. Calvert setting it up. Beck goes to the pivot. The pass is to Johnny Brewer. Back out to Calvert. Over to Cox, who goes down the middle, loses the ball, and it's out of bounds to Miami. 5 minutes and 45 seconds in the first half. As Miami seems to have picked up the spark now. They've broken the field goal drought. Talbot goes into the right corner, passes out to Stage, breaks to the left, backs away from Hatton, passes over to Gardner. He sets in a 30-footer. It's good. Joe Gardner gets his first field goal, and the Hurricanes strike for 3 quick field goals and cut Kentucky's lead to 14 points. Hatton moving individually down the right side of the baseline, pulls it up, flips one outside to Johnny Brewer. Brewer moving off to the left, passes one down the side to Cox. Then over to Calvert, breaking down, slips and falls, but doesn't walk. Throws it over to Ed Beck on a fine save. Back over to Vernon Hatton. Kentucky's Hatton shooting and hitting. 20 feet away, Hatton gets his 5th field goal to lead in that department. Kentucky 41, Miami 25, as we go into the last 5 minutes of the first half. Contreras gets it on the left side as Miami overloads, and off the weak side, Talbot takes the shot, no good. Vernon Hatton rebounds, and the Cats break 4-on-2. Here's Calvert down the right side, flipping over to Cox, and a 5-footer's no good, but Cox taps it up, still no good, and Stage takes it off for Miami. The Hurricanes break 3-3 against Beck, Calvert, and Brewer, and Stage takes a 20-foot jump shot that's no good. Beck rebounds, it's knocked away from him and out of bounds by Turonis, and Miami has it right in front of the Kentucky bench. Putting it in play is Joe Gardner. Looks for a man open, can't find him, then lobs it into Turonis. Moves left, hooks with the right hand and misses, and Beck rebounds unopposed. Hooks a quick pass up to the dividing line to Jerry Calvert. Breaks down the middle, by Stage, lays it in. Beautiful play by Jerry Calvert, who along with Vernon Hatton now has 5 field goals. Kentucky 43, Miami 25, as we have 4 minutes in the first half. In front court Stage, bounce pass to Contreras on the right side, feeds toward the pivot. Beautiful fake and upshot with a shot no good by Gardner. Tap by Turonis, no good. Rebounded by Johnny Cox. Flipped up to Jerry Calvert. It's 3-on-2. Calvert feeds off to Brewer. He doesn't get it. Calvert picks it up and shoots good. Jerry Calvert notches his 6th field goal to lead in that department, and it's timeout Miami. 3rd timeout for the Hurricanes, as checking in is Bob Steiner for the first time. Going out is Pete Turonis. Steiner, a 20-year-old junior, is from Coral Gables, the home of the University of Miami. He is 6'6" and weighs 200 pounds. Coming back in for Kentucky is 6'3" John Krigler, who started at a forward. Going out is Johnny Cox. He's getting his first rest of the game. The scoring, Jerry Calvert has 13 points. Johnny Cox has 8. Ed Beck has 6. John Krigler, 3. and Vernon Hatton 15. Hatton is the leading scorer so far for Kentucky. Incidentally, for Miami, Morris has 2 points, Stage has 6, Gardner 2, Karczkowski 4, Burdett 7, and Tironis 4. Kentucky right now is hitting 53.1. That's the shooting percentage for the Cats, who amazed everybody with 61.5% against Washington and Lee in the first half. They're not too far into that right now. If we go back to play, Miami attacking. Here's a jump shot by Talbot from the outside. Bounces up and off, no good to the right. Ed Beck rebounds, flips it out to Jerry Calvert. Miami sets the defense to stop the fast break. Calvert hooks one down on the baseline to Hatton. A beautiful fake, and he lays it up, no good. Driving onto the basket. It's on the floor. Picked up by Krigler. Fights, turns, shoots, and he missed it. Beck taps, no good. Miami's got it. Pulling it in is Bob Steiner, just in the ball game. Up to Gardner, off in the left corner to Stage, who sets. Krigler cuts off the attempted shot as he moves for him. Gives to Contreras, breaks to the left, a jump shot good. Ed Contreras gets his first field goal, 45-27. Brewer gives to Hatton, down the middle. He missed it. Fine tap by John Krigler. Second field goal for Krigler to put Kentucky out on top by 20 points, 47-27. Moving up in front court for Miami now, breaking down the left side, hooking back. Talbot is fouled by Johnny Brewer. It's the first foul on Brewer. George Talbot, who hasn't scored, is on the free throw line shooting 2. Talbot's first shot is good. Second shot's good by Talbot. Kentucky 47, Miami 29. Brewer gets the quick feed pass from Calvert, right back to Calvert, and a 10-foot jump shot's no good. Krigler tries to tap, but it's over his head, and the rebound's taken in by Gardner. Cut off on an attempted pass to Stage by Jerry Calvert. Moves right back down the alley. Cuts, breaks, lays it in, driving. 7 field goals for Jerry Calvert, who equals Vernon Hatton with 15 points. 49-29 for the Cats as they go back on top by 20. Stage in front court, quickly picked up on the switch at the screen by Krigler. Out to Talbot, to Contreras. Bounce pass in, and a hook shot. Up and short, no good by Steiner. Beautiful rebound to Johnny Brewer. Flipped up to Krigler, to Vernon Hatton. It's 2-on-3 this time. Hatton gets away, lays it in. Good. Goal counts, and a foul by Talbot. The goal is good, and the foul on Talbot is his third one. Here's Marty Burdett coming back in for Miami. Going out's Joe Gardner. Vernon Hatton's field goal is number 6 for him. And he's on the free throw line for 1 shot. 2 minutes in the first half. The Hurricanes have 2 men, each with 3 fouls. That's Burdett and Talbot. Hatton's up now. He's hit 5 out of 7 at the free throw line. He shoots and hits. He gets 3 points out of it and takes the lead with 18 points in the scoring parade. 52-29, Kentucky leading. Drive by Burdett, and he missed the shot. Ed Beck rebounds, flips out to Hatton. A collision with Talbot. Hatton is knocked down. Charging foul on Vernon Hatton. It's the first foul on Hatton. George Talbot did a good job for Miami in seeing that Hatton was going to have to take the pass, moving strongly toward Kentucky's basket, and yet looking back to take the incoming pass. He lined it up, so Hatton had to take the pass and hit him. So Talbot is on the free throw line for 1 try, and it's good. Talbot, incidentally, is one of 2 Miami starters who does not own a field goal. His bonus shot is good, and the score is 52-31. Kentucky leads as Calvert sets it up now. 1 minute, 45 seconds in the first half. Over to Brewer, back to Calvert, to Hatton going down the middle. Cut off, takes a jump shot that's no good. Stage rebounds for Miami as the Hurricanes have done a good job tonight of blocking the Cats out on rebounding onto their own board. Stage in front court. Passes over to Morris, who shoots and misses. Bounces into the braces and out of bounds to Kentucky. Calvert gets it. Vernon Hatton passing to him. Over to Krigler, back to Calvert, who has it hooked away from him by Talbot. Moves back up in front court with a pass now over to Brewer. Hands to Hatton, setting it up with a quick pass and a pivot to Beck. Out to Jerry Calvert. Sets, and a 35-footer's no good, rolled off. And Krigler lays up the rebound. It's no good, rolls out of there. but a foul against Miami. Ed Morris, his first one. 1 minute and 5 seconds to go. Kentucky leading Miami 52-31 as John Krigler makes the appearance at the free throw line. Krigler's got 2 coming. The first one's good. 53-31 for the Cats. Krigler ready for his second one. Feet close together. Shoots it up and in. Kentucky 54, Miami 31. The Hurricanes have possession. Gene Stage moving back past the 10-second line. Passes over to Talbot. Calling his play as he sets it up, sending the pivot man out of there to give him running room down the middle. Stage passes to Morris, takes a quick return. Over to Talbot, breaking right, 15-foot jump shot, no good. Calvert rebounds. High pass to Brewer, knocked down, but he picks it up. Flips out to Hatton at the top of the circle, under the basket. Krigler jumps up and misses. Taken off by Miami. Pass over to Marty Burdett, breaking for the basket. Beck blocked the shot, and Krigler got the rebound. Whips one up to Jerry Calvert. 2-on-1 over to Hatton. Goes in, lays it in. 7 field goals for Hatton, 7 for Calvert, as Kentucky leads 56-31. 15 seconds to go here in the first half. The fans roaring over that outburst. Here's Calvert being charged by Gene Stage. And it's the second foul check, the third foul on Stage. Talbot and Burdett each have 3. 12 seconds remain as Jerry Calvert will go to the Kentucky free throw line for one try. Let's, while we're waiting, pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Standard Oil Sports Network.
WVLK, Lexington, Kentucky, 26 minutes before 9 o'clock.
Calvert shoots and hits. Kentucky leads 57-31 as he tries for the bonus shot now. Calvert sighting. Here comes the shot. No good. Beck taps and misses and slaps to the outside, and it's taken by Talbot of Miami. 7 seconds to go as he throws a double bounce pass over to Stage. Stage moving to the left, breaks by Calvert and shoots. It's good as the first half ends. That for Stage is his 3rd field goal. So at halftime, the score is Kentucky 57, Miami 33. Ed Beck taps. However, Morris gets it for Miami, moves right into the Hurricane front court and flips off in the left corner to Burdett, who pops a one-hander short. Morris rebounds, fakes Beck over his back, and the foul on Ed Beck will be number 2. 9 seconds have gone by. Miami's captain, Ed Morris, is up to the free throw line. Morris hasn't missed. He's hit 2 for 2. Morris ready to go. The shot's no good. Cox taps to the outside, intended for Hatton. Morris goes for it, and he's tied up by Hatton and Krigler. Krigler made contact first, so he'll jump. Morris is 6'4", Krigler 6'3", gives Miami 1-inch height advantage on their free throw line, but Krigler gets control of the tap to Jerry Calvert. Mo's up in front court with a pass to Vernon Hatton. Down the right side to Krigler, who fakes to return it. Started for the basket, and Morris cut him off. Out to Calvert in the pivot to Beck. He turns and is pushed from the rear by Morris, and as he throws to Krigler, he's tied up under the Kentucky basket. Jumping on the Kentucky free throw line, Joe Munley for Miami, who's 6 feet tall, and Krigler at 6'3", gives Kentucky 3 inches advantage on their own free throw line. Here's the toss. Krigler taps to Hatton, Calvert, who can't handle it, taps it to Hatton, and jump shot's good. Vernon Hatton with his 8th field goal as he takes the lead in that department. Kentucky leads 59-33. Here's Kajkowski from the outside with a one-hander, no good. Rebounding Ed Morris, who's dogging those boards here in this second half after 50 seconds of play. Stage to the left with a jump shot, no good. Glances off to Johnny Cox. He one-hands a pass over to Hatton, up in the front court to Jerry Calvert. Hatton breaks, pass to Cox, and a 15-foot jump shot's no good. Comes off to Marty Burdett of Miami. Lobs a bounce pass up to Kajkowski, who drops it and loses his fast break opportunity. Over to Stage, who moves off to the right, staying out deep. To Kajkowski, back to Stage, down the right side to Morris with Cox on him. Beck playing a very loose pivot. Over the stage, who moves down into the right corner with Hatton still loose. Kodzkowski in the pivot gets it, faced Beck, come out with a hook shot that's good. Kodzkowski gets his third field goal of the night. Kentucky 59, Miami 35. Hatton in front court to the top rim of the circle, turns and feeds back out deep to Calvert. Off the right to Cox, back to Calvert. Hatton goes through, pass to the trailer, Krigler, who's hit across the arms and can't shoot. Gives to Johnny Cox, out to Beck to Vernon Hatton. Hatton moves in and shoots behind Ed Beck's block, and it's no good. Burdett rebounds for Miami. A baseball pass for a 3-1 break against Calvert, and Calvert fouls in stopping Joe Munley. It's the third foul on Jerry Calvert. Joe Munley is making his first appearance at the free throw line for the Hurricanes. Miami has come up with a fast break of their own here in the second half. The free throw is no good. Krigler knocks it down and gets it on the rebound. Up to Hatton to Calvert, breaking in front court. Back to Cox, down the middle, he got it. Beautiful break by Johnny Cox for his third field goal, and for the second straight game, Cox is in double figures. 61-35. Cats over the Hurricanes. Kodzkowski off the left side to Munley. A fake and an outside pass to Stage. 15-foot jump shot, no good. Ed Beck up high for the rebound. Passes her out to Calvert. Up in front court to Vernon Hatton. Moving down the right side. Moves under the basket and shoots it in. Beautiful play by Hatton. His ninth field goal. Hatton very easily picking his position to get the shot. Here's a break and a wild shot of beauty by Marty Burdett that's good. For Miami, that's his third field goal. Hatton quickly back, moves to the right, goes down the middle, and the foul is on Kodzkowski of Miami, blocking his first personal foul of the game. Kentucky 63, Miami 37 in a flurry of shooting. Vernon Hatton on the Kentucky free throw line tries for point number 25. He has 9 field goals, as he and Calvert have contributed 16 field goals to this game already. He shoots way short. Tap right back to him. He picks it up, double team, whips under the basket to Cox, who jumps for a shot that's good. 4 field goals for Johnny Cox, and this his best scoring game of the season. Kentucky leading 65-37. In the left corner is Munley of Miami. Bounce pass outside to Ed Morris, the captain, and a 20-footer's under everything and out of bounds. Into the braces behind the basket. Beck digs it out and hands to Hatton, who puts in a bounce pass to Jerry Calvert. We're into the last 17 minutes of the ball game with Calvert in a trot, crossing the dividing line with Hatton. A bounce pass off the left to Krigler, back to Calvert, into Hatton. Miami sinks the defense, and Cox shoots over it, no good. Hatton rebounds on the bounce, going to the right corner. Bounce pass beautifully to Krigler, who lays it in unopposed. Fine play by Vernon Hatton as he caught John Krigler wide open out of the basket. Krigler lays in his third field goal. Kentucky leads by 67-37. Here's Hatton trying to break it off, but just couldn't quite get it away. Calvert knocks it down. Cox picks it up. Now here's a foul against Kentucky. Ed Beck draws it, his third. Joe Munley on the Miami free throw line. 16 minutes and 25 seconds to play. Munley has been shut out tonight. His free throw is good, giving him 1 for 2. And a bonus shot to the 6-foot guard. Kentucky's lead is 29 points. It's good, 67-39. Calvert has the ball taken away from him as he tried to pass for the pivot by Munley, and it's knocked out of bounds. Unable to hold on to it, Vernon Hatton flips it into Jerry Calvert, who moves up in front court for Kentucky. Down the right side to Cox and back to Calvert. Hatton goes through. Krigler trails and gets the pass. He's double-teamed. Fights to hold on and gives out to Cox. Pass over to Calvert. In the pivot to Beck. Back to Calvert. Breaking. He lays it up. No good, but he's fouled on the play by Kodzkowski. Second personal on Kodzkowski. Jerry Calvert on the line, where he's hit 3 out of 5. A very unusual sort of thing tonight is that Vernon Hatton has missed 3 free throws. Calvert up. He shoots and misses his third one. This is the second time that Calvert's been fouled in the act of shooting. 16 minutes in the ball game as his second shot is good. Kentucky leads 68-39. Miami in possession. Cox laying down in back court to watch his man Ed Morris, who was throwing it in. Gene Stage has it in front court as Miami goes to a 3-2 attack. Munley from the outside shoots short. Cox rebounds. Morris knocks it away from him, but Beck picks it up and rips it up to Calvert, to Johnny Cox in front court. Cox holds it up outside. Over to Calvert. Kentucky balances the court now. On the left side to Hatton, who's playing a forward, and a quick jump shot's in and out. Krigler tries to get in to tap, but he's blocked out. Hatton takes it away onto the basket, lays it up, no good. Takes it off, shoots again, no good. And this time he's fouled by Gene Stage. One-man show by Vernon Hatton. As Stage commits his fourth foul to finally stop him. "15 minutes, 27 seconds in the ball game. Kentucky with a lead of 29 points. And Vernon Hatton on the free throw line. He's hit 6 out of 9. This one's good. Now Hatton tries for his 26th point to equal his production against Washington and Lee. And it's no good. Short again. Tapped in by Ed Beck. Beck gets his 4th field goal, and that equals his Washington and Lee point scoring. So Kentucky leads 71-39, their biggest advantage of the game. Stage in front court. Hatton went through to cut it off, but it didn't come. Over to Marty Burdett, who breaks with Krigler. Hatton takes it away, and Munley moves up and steals it from Hatton. Over to Burdett, who breaks on Krigler out of bounds. Krigler got his position on the baseline and wouldn't let him by. So when he went out of bounds, they say Krigler forced him out and give it to Miami. Burdett's out of bounds to put it in play. Slams it on the floor, bounces into Morris, the captain. Hatton knocks it down. Morris rolls it around and picks it up. Over to Munley. Shoots, no good. Krigler rebounds, taken off by Munley, though, who flips to Kajkowski. Fakes back, and as he shoots, Beck fouls him. Foul on Ed Beck is number 4. So now Beck will come out of the game with that 4th personal foul. And 14 minutes and 38 seconds to play. Dick Howe checks in for the Wildcats, a 20-year-old sophomore from Carbondale, Illinois. 6'5", weighs 208, and Beck comes out. Dick Howe, H-O-W-E, played against Washington and Lee, but did not score. He's up for his first year of varsity ball. Kajkowski on the Miami free throw line for the first time misses, and Dick Howe gets the rebound for Kentucky. Out to Calvert, high pass to Krigler in front court. Over to Hatton, who lays it in. Vernon Hatton, with his 10th field goal, has hit his high mark of the year in scoring. 27 points right now as the Cats lead 73-39. Here's Ed Morris of Miami on the top rim of the circle for the Hurricanes. Out to Kajkowski and takes a 25-foot one-hander that's no good. Hatton rebounds. Pushing foul on Ed Morris of Miami is his second one. 14 minutes, 11 seconds to go, and while we march the length of the court for the free throw by Vernon Hatton, let's take 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Standard Oil Sports Network.
WVLK, Lexington, Kentucky, 30 seconds past 9 o'clock.
Johnny Brewer is back in the ball game for Kentucky, replacing John Krigler. Johnny Cox is on the free throw line. Cox has 4 field goals, 4 free throws. Shoots, good. 74-39, Kentucky leads as Cox will take the bonus shot. Hatton and Stage talking to each other off to the left of Cox as he hits again his 6th straight free throw. Kentucky 75, Miami 39, and these Cats are playing defense. Here's Marty Burdett with it down on the right side. He picked up 3 early fouls, which slowed him down considerably. Out on the top of the rim, it goes to Ed Morris. Knocked down by Brewer, slapped away by Howe, and recovered before it went out of bounds by Munley. Out front pass to Gene Stage, moving to his left with Hatton on him. Munley gets it outside, and a 30-foot set shot's good. Munley's first field goal of the game to make it 75-40. High pass taken by Johnny Cox under the basket, lays it in. Great play by Johnny Cox for his 5th field goal. Kentucky 77, Miami 41 with 13 and a half minutes to play. Miami scored just 8 points in the last 6.5 minutes. Stage jump shot short. Picked up on the bounce under the basket by Pete Taronis, who's back in the Miami lineup. Collides with Johnny Cox, and the foul is blocking on Cox, his 2nd personal. Kajkowski went out. Now Marty Burdett of Miami's on the free throw line, where he's hit 3 out of 4. 13 minutes and 18 seconds in this first half. Burdett shoots, and he hits. Burdette sights for the bonus shot. It's no good. It did not count anyway, as somebody for the green team, Miami, was in the lane before the ball was on the rim. So Kentucky takes it out of bounds. Vernon Hatton takes a 30-foot one-hander. No good. Howe taps, but it's out of bounds off the fingertips of Marty Burdette. Kentucky will put it in play to the left of its own basket over the baseline where Dick Howe, with 13 minutes to go, gets the ball, bounce pass to Calvert, and Munley knocks it away from him, will have a jump. Munley at 6 feet will have 1-inch height advantage for Miami in backcourt as Bill Cassidy comes off the Kentucky bench. Tap goes to Howe of Kentucky. It's knocked away by Morris. Howe holds on, gives out to Calvert. Calvert hooks one to Cox in the pivot. Knocked away by Burdette, picked up by Munley. Baseball pass to Stage. Johnny Brewer overtakes him and fouls him as he lays it in good. Gene Stage getting his 4th field goal of the game, and the foul on Johnny Brewer is his 2nd one. Bill Cassidy comes in to replace Johnny Cox. Listen to the hand for the sophomore. First appearance for Bill Cassidy, Cassady, 20-year-old junior from Inez. He's 6'2", weighs 191, got 4 points against Washington and Lee. Gene Stage on the free throw line makes that good to get a 3-point trip out of it. Kentucky 77, Miami 45. Hatton feeds Cassidy on the left side. Back to Calvert, breaking jump shot, good. Calvert gets his first field goal of this half, his 8th of the ball game. And it's 79-45 as Stage breaks and lays it in. Well, that's 5 quick points for Gene Stage. Calvert, high pass to Howe, and Tironos comes over his back as Howe stops very abruptly with Tironos trailing him. Pete Tironos, first personal foul. So Kentucky's Dick Howe is on the free throw line, trying for his first point of the season. 12 minutes and 22 seconds to go. We'll be with you Saturday night at 8:30 over these same stations from Philadelphia. The shot good, and Dick Howe has his first point of the season. He's a Carbondale, Illinois sophomore. Incidentally, 2 of the Hurricanes are from Carbondale. Howe hits the bonus shot. Kentucky 81, Miami 47. Here's Munley back in front court for Miami. The Hurricanes have not been substituting nearly so much with their 6-man bench as they did in the first half. Tironos under the basket shoots good, and he's fouled on the play. Bill Cassidy draws his first foul. The goal by Tironos is his first of the game. And he goes up for a free throw. He's hit 4 for 4. 12 minutes, 12 seconds in the ball game. Now Pete Tironos sighting a right-hander. He has only one coming. It's in play, hit or miss, and he misses. Calvert picks it up on the bounce to the outside. Moves quickly back in front court. Setting it up with Hatton, passes over. Hatton weaves, balls in the defense, gives to Calvert. A 30-footer is short. Stage has it. Hatton knocks it down, and Brewer picks it up. Whips in there to Howe, back to Johnny Brewer, and a 25-foot shot's way short. Slapped up in the air by Howe. Brewer knocks it down and fouls as he does it for his 3rd personal foul. So now here's the walk the length of the court for the Hurricanes free throw. Pete Tironos will try it. Tironos has hit 4 out of 5. 11 minutes and 52 seconds to go. Tironos looking, and here's the try. No good. Rebounding is Johnny Brewer. Up to Calvert, to Hatton, to Cassidy under the basket. He's open and lays it in. Bill Cassidy gets his first field goal to put Kentucky in front 83-49. The Hurricanes have made a flurry of activity here in the point problem. Burdette breaks under the basket, can't get a shot away. Passes to Munley, and a 10-footer's no good. Rebounding under there is Morris. He's covered by Brewer, feeds to Tironos, and Hatton takes it away. High hook pass out to Cassidy. Whips to Calvert in front court. Miami sets a 3-man defense to cut him off. Over to Hatton, free throw line, down the middle, shoots and hits. Vernon Hatton notches his 11th field goal in a very tricky maneuver down the middle to put Kentucky on top 85-49. Hatton has 9 points in this half after a 20-point first half. Brewer knocks it off the knee of Morris out of bounds. Cassidy whips it in to Vernon Hatton. Moves past the dividing line, under the basket to Howe. He's open and gets it. Dick Howe gets his first field goal of the season. Kentucky 87, Miami 49 as Earl Atkins peels off the warm-up jacket and prepares to come in for the Wildcat. Here's Calvert being cut down by Burdette, and Calvert is called for his 4th personal foul, charging into Burdett. Now here is Contreras coming into the game for Miami. Ed Contreras. Vernon Hatton comes out, and listen to the applause. Ed Morris, the Miami captain, leaves to make way for Ed Contreras. Earl Atkins, who's replacing Vernon Hatton, is a 23-year-old junior from Ashland. He's 6'4", weighs 180. Got 3 points against Washington and Lee. Joe Gardner comes in for Joe Munley. Miami change. Joe Gardner, Ed Contreras into the Miami lineup. 10 minutes and 43 seconds to go. The free throw by Burdett is no good. It's down and out of bounds under the basket. Contreras to the left side to put it in play for Miami. Looks for a man open. Bounces into the corner to Gardner, who comes out of there with it. Passes to Stage, breaks to the right, and a jump shot falling away is no good. Dick Howell rebounds for the Wildcats. High front court pass to Cassidy, over to Atkins, and a 5-foot jump shot's no good. Knocked out of bounds. Nope, it didn't get out of bounds as it was scooped up by Gene Stage of Miami. Whipped over to Burdett, moving in front court with it down the right side, giving to Gardner. Fake and a drive for the basket, leaves off with Contreras. Johnny Brewer on him, jumps up on his back. That's the 4th foul on Brewer. Brewer, Beck, and Calvert all have committed 4 fouls. Ed Contreras makes his first appearance of the night on the free throw line. 10 minutes, 6 seconds to go. Kentucky leading 87-49. He missed it. Burdett has it knocked away from him, taken by Brewer, fed up to Earl Atkins in front court, breaking down the left side. Hands off to Howe in the corner to Brewer. Whips a 2-hander to Cassidy, wide open, who lays it in good, and he's fouled on the play by Burdett of Miami. It's the 4th foul on Burdett. Right now, we've got 7 men in the ball game with 4 personal fouls. Cassidy's field goal is his 2nd one of the game. And if he hits the free throw, this will be his best night of scoring for the young season. Now it's Adrian Smith coming off the Kentucky bench as Cassidy hits. Cassidy starts right up where he left off last year, having not missed a free throw. Jerry Calvert comes out. Adrian Smith, a 19-year-old junior from Farmington, Kentucky, is 6 feet, weighs 178. Scored 2 points against Washington and Lee. Kentucky's picking up in backcourt with a 90-49 lead. Gene Stage moves it up past the dividing line for the Hurricanes, breaks for the basket. Here's a picking foul against Miami's Ed Contreras, his 1st one of the game. By picking foul, that means that the offensive man, in trying to clear the defensive man off of one of his teammates, steps out into his path where the defensive man does not have an opportunity to change direction and avoid a collision. So Adrian Smith is on the free throw line. He has 1 try coming with 9 minutes, 50 seconds to play. Here's the rebound as the shot's no good by Johnny Brewer out to Earl Atkins. Miami's leaving him open out there, so we may see some long shots by Atkins tonight. Here's a pass to Brewer to Howe on the pivot. Knocked down on the floor, a fight for the ball, and a jump. Kentucky 90, Miami 49 is the score. We have 9 minutes and 37 seconds yet to play. Gardner's jumping with Adrian Smith. Both boys are 6 feet tall. On the Kentucky free throw line, the taps to Cassidy. Kentucky will get it out of bounds as somebody from Miami stepped into the circle too quickly. Earl Atkins will put it in play. Pass comes to Cassidy on the free throw line. A 1-bounce dribble and over to Johnny Brewer. He sets the shot. Good. First field goal for Johnny Brewer. 92-49, the Cats lead. Moving up in the front court with it now is Stage for Miami, passing over to Joe Gardner. Down the left side to Contreras. Bounce pass into Burdett on the pivot, over to Stage, breaking by. Cassidy went up on his back. 2nd personal foul against Cassidy. Incidentally, in case you're wondering what Kentucky's high mark is, 116 points set against the University of Mississippi out at Owensboro. That was the game where Mississippi showed up 1 day late for the game. Here's Stage shooting and hitting. That was the night that Coach Rupp turned Ramsey and Hagan loose before the home folks. Bonus shot, no good by Stage. Burdette rebounding, lays it in. Fourth field goal for Burdette. Kentucky 92, Miami 52. Into the last 9 minutes of play now. Adrian Smith outside, 30-footer, it's no good. Comes off the rim to Marty Burdette of Miami. Digs in to go down on the fast break. Lays it off to Contreras, who lays it up no good, and the foul has been called against Adrian Smith of Kentucky for blocking. First foul on Smith. And Contreras goes to the Miami free throw line. 2 opportunities to score. Contreras sights and shoots good. Contreras trying his second shot. Good. 92-54, Kentucky leads. Earl Atkins in front court down the left side to Brewer. A fake and a one-bounce dribble into Howell. 15-foot jump shot. It's in and out. Tapped up by Brewer, no good. Rebounded by Tironis of Miami. Hooks a one-handed pass up to Contreras. On a 3-2 break, he lays it up no good. Hurricanes fight for it. It's up for grabs, and who's got it? Tironis of Miami. Out to Stage, wide open, misses from 20 feet. Comes in to get his own rebound, though. Shoots again, no good. Earl Atkins comes off with it and drops it. Tironis gets it for Miami. Outside to Burdette. Fakes and drives on Cassidy, and Dick Howe blocks his shot out of bounds. Goes out to Kentucky. Technical foul on Burdette of Miami. So that means Kentucky will have possession of the ball after the shot. Since this is a technical foul for something that Burdette said to Dick Betts, the referee. Crowd tonight, 8,500, after that crowd of 11,300 Saturday night. Cassidy misses for the first time this season. Well, there's one thing about that. We won't have to sweat that out all season to see when Cassidy's going to miss that first free throw. He went down to the last 4 or 5 games last year. Kentucky's got it. Atkins, 35 feet, misses. Comes off to Adrian Smith. He hands off to Howell. 15-footer is short. Tap for the ball, and it's knocked into the Miami bench. Well, Kentucky suddenly hit 92 points and then has found the points a little harder to get. Bill Cassidy showed a lot of concern when he missed that shot. Here's a foul called against Kentucky. Earl Atkins for blocking on the out-of-bounds play. Marty Burdette leaves the floor to get a drink of water as we march down to the Hurricane free throw line with 7 minutes and 41 seconds to go. Gene Stage, who's hit 4 out of 5, goes to the Hurricane free throw line. Cassidy now slaps his hand and shakes his head. He's still mad at himself. Well, he could have easily gotten out of that free throw. Of course, it was a technical foul, and anybody can shoot it. Maybe Cassidy asked for it. Maybe the other teammates asked him to shoot it. Nonetheless, Wild Bill has missed one here in the second game of the season. Phenomenal free throw shooter, though. Here is Mark Thistlethwaite coming in. Miami's Joe Gardner leaves. Kentucky 92, Miami 55. 6-foot Gene Stage up for his bonus shot. It's good. 92-56. Kentucky leading Miami. Wildcats attacking now with Earl Atkins to the outside, passing on the left side to Johnny Brewer. Breaks out, top rim of the circle, jump shot, no good. Brewer races in and gets the rebound himself and fires again. Good. Second field goal for Johnny Brewer. Kentucky leading 94-56. Still a long way off from their high mark of the season, but still headed in that direction with plenty of time. Contreras, out deep, moves into the free throw line, gives off to Tironis. Back over to Stage, on the left side to Burdette, who moves out, breaks down the keyhole, and Howe again blocks his shot out of bounds. Miami gets it. We got 7 minutes to play. Bounce pass to Stage, who lays it in, breaking under the basket for his 6th field goal of the game. 94-58. Earl Atkins passes to Howe on the pivot. Back to Adrian Smith, breaks in wide open and gets it. First field goal for Adrian Smith as Kentucky gets its 96th point. They now need 20 points in the next 6.5 minutes to equal their record. Howe slaps at the ball and hits Tironis in the head. It's Dick Howe's first field goal. And on the free throw line, Pete Tironis of Miami. Tironis hit 4 in a row and then missed 2 straight. He has 2 coming this time. 6 minutes, 36 seconds to go. The shot, good. Another one coming. back to the 6'7" Miami reserve center. And it's good. 96-60 the score. Johnny Brewer put it in play standing inbounds, so the Miami Hurricanes get it right under their own basket. Burdette is out of bounds to put it in play. High pass to Stage. Breaks to the left, gets away from Smith, and then is stopped by Earl Atkins. Over to Burdette, who shoots a one-hander that's short. Earl Atkins rebounds for Kentucky. Passes one up to Johnny Brewer, who gets away on a 3-2 break. Takes a 15-foot shot, good. That's 3 field goals for Brewer as Kentucky gets 98 points and a lead of 38. 6 minutes to go. Now they're yelling for the century mark. In a moment, we'll hear them yell for the record. Here's Thistlewaite missing and rebounding, then giving to Contreras. Moves to the left, and a 10-footer's good. Second field goal for Ed Contreras, cutting the Kentucky lead down to 36 points. Johnny Brewer whips to Howe under the basket. The shot's good. Second field goal by Dick Howe. Kentucky 100. Miami 62. Now they're 16 points away from the record. Here's Thistlewaite breaking and laying it in, driving for his first field goal of the game. Kentucky's got 2 men down. They want timeout. This is the first Kentucky timeout of the game. Kentucky called 2 times out against Washington and Lee. So here the decision is being made, whether to go for the record or play the game out. Kentucky needs 16 points to equal its record, which was set back in 1952, January 3rd at Owensboro's Sports Center, when the Cats hit 116 points. There is a record of more immediacy, however, which was set that same year in February here at the Coliseum. The most points for Kentucky here at home, 110. So that's the record we'll watch over first. Kentucky needs 11 points to break its home court scoring record of 110, which was set against Mississippi State. Well, apparently that's why Kentucky this time wanted a timeout, and the decision apparently has been made. There are no changes in the lineups. Adrian Smith out of bounds to put it in play to Earl Atkins. And here we go for the final 5.5 minutes. Atkins on the left side to Cassidy, who has it knocked away by Burdette and out of bounds. Kentucky retains possession. Atkins on the left side of the offensive court gets the ball, slaps it, and bounce passes to Cassidy. Cassidy sets, doesn't shoot, flips it over to Adrian Smith, and apparently the decision is going to be one to slow it down. Cassidy moves out and then flips outside to Atkins. So Kentucky is not going to go for the record. They have become a very definite ball club. Here's Atkins, a 30-footer, no good. Off the backboard is Burdette of Miami with it. Forced out of bounds by Brewer. Miami keeps possession. And then Thistlewaite trying to hit the Stage on the fast break, throws it out of bounds. Atkins in front court to Brewer. Back to Atkins, moving down the left side into the corner with it. Passes out front to Smith and the pivot to Howe. Right-handed hook. It's good. Dick Howe gets his third field goal, and these Cats may be ready to go again. They lead 102-64 with 4.5 minutes to play. Walking against Burdette of Miami. It's out of bounds to Kentucky. Adrian Smith whips it into Earl Atkins, moving past the dividing line. Atkins down the right side to Cassidy, who moves to the corner with Burdette on him, flips off to Howe, a 20-footer. It's in and out and back in. Dick Howe's 4th field goal. He has 10 points in a reserve role here in this second half. 104-64 with 4 minutes to go. Kentucky needs 6 points to equal their home floor record, and Adolph Rupp's going to send it a new team. Stage hits from the outside for his 7th field goal for Miami as Cassidy sets, and a 30-footer, it's no good. Off the rim to Johnny Brewer. Jump shot, good. Johnny Brewer ropes his 4th field goal, and it's Kentucky 106, Miami 66. Stage in front court, fires. Johnny Brewer takes it away from Contreras, fires to Adrian Smith. Thistlewaite hooks it away from him. He picks it up, though, and lays it in. Adrian Smith on a fine recovery play puts Kentucky on top 108-66. The next field goal will equal the home floor record. Thistlewaite hits for Miami. His 2nd field goal of the game. 108-68 the score. Bill Cassidy in front court. 5 Wildcats waiting to get into the game as Atkins from 40 feet ties the record. Urlachen's first field goal makes it 110, and Adolph Rupp wants a timeout, his second of the ball game, to get in a new team. And listen to the crowd. "8,500 fans here tonight rise up to cheer the tying of an old record that has stood since 1952. 110 points that Kentucky scored against Mississippi State on February 11th, 1952 has just been equaled. And now, with 3 minutes and 2 seconds to go, another point will set a new record. Let's check the new Wildcats for you. Coming into the ball game, Abe Collinsworth, a 20-year-old junior from Salyersville, who's 6'3", weighs 185. Harold Ross, a 20-year-old junior from Hickman, who's 6'2", weighs 180. Also in for the Kentucky Wildcats now will be Bill Smith. He's a 20-year-old junior from Walton, Kentucky, graduated at Walton, Verona. He's 6'5", weighs 203. Jay Bayless has checked in, a 22-year-old junior from Knoxville. He's 6'4", weighs 200. And John Hardwick from here in Lexington, a U High graduate, 19-year-old sophomore. He's 6'3", weighs 185. If you're worrying about why you haven't heard us mention Ray Mills, he broke his jaw back in October in early practice and has not seen any action so far, being held out until possibly he's really needed. Here we go, Miami in possession, 110-68, Kentucky leading. Thistlethwaite pops a one-hander, no good from the top of the circle. Harold Ross rebounds, and Thistlethwaite takes it away from him and misses. Smith knocks it down. To the outside, it's Contreras, gets it for Miami. Hurricanes back in possession now. Down the left side is Burdett with it. High pass into the pivot. Taking it is Morris, and hits a one-hand fall-away shot for the Miami captain. That's his first field goal of the game. Johnny Hardwick in back court is picked up by Stage, whips it up in front court to Jay Bayless, outside to Ross, and this boy can shoot. Over to Hardwick, who breaks to the right side, goes for the basket, shoots out of bounds. Kentucky keeps possession. The Stage of Miami touched it last. Clock on the move. 2 minutes, 13 seconds to play. Kentucky needs 1 point to set a home floor scoring record. Pass to Hardwick. Into Bayless. A hook shot is no good. Around the rim and out. Fight for the ball as it comes off. Morris of Miami gets it. Hooks out to Burdett. Fast breaking down the middle. Pulls up and Hardwick fouls him. First foul on John Hardwick. 1 minute and 57 seconds to play. Kentucky needs 6 points to tie its all-time offensive record of 116. Burdett at the free throw line has hit 4 out of 7. He's shooting 1. Shot's good. 71 points for Miami. They trail by 39. Bonus shot, no good by Burdett. Rebounded by Morris. Outside the Stage, 20-footer good. Gene Stage gets his 8th field goal for Miami. Johnny Hardwick moving up in front court. Passes over to Hickman's Harold Ross. He missed the one-hand jump shot, and the rebound gets off his leg and out of bounds. Miami keeps possession now. 1 minute, 35 seconds to play. Time becoming important for the Wildcats in their drive on the record. Stage down the right side, passes out to Thistlethwaite. Moves down to the corner, takes a jump shot, and it's short. Ed Morris rebounds, passes right into Abe Collinsworth. Pulls up in backcourt now, moves up past the dividing line. Breaks for the basket, gives off to Bayless, who lays it in, but it's nullified by an earlier foul charging against Collinsworth. An offensive foul against Collinsworth with 1 minute and 15 seconds to go will give Miami a free throw. Kentucky's next action is Saturday night at the Palestra in Philadelphia. We'll be broadcasting the game starting at 8:30 Central Standard Time over these same stations. Ed Contreras is on the free throw line for Miami. He's hit 2 out of 3. Wears glasses, shoots and misses. Bill Smith rebounds for Kentucky. Moves out of there with it, passing to Johnny Hardwick. Miami double teaming in back court, but he gets by them. Hooks one down the right side to Bayless. High pass to Smith in the pivot. A fall away one-hander is good. So Kentucky's Bill Smith sets the record with a one-hand jump shot, the most points ever scored in the Coliseum by the University of Kentucky. 112 points. Miami owns 73. Foul by Harold Ross of Kentucky, his first of the game, to stop the clock with 51 seconds to play. 2 shots go to Ed Morris, the Miami captain, who's hit 2 out of 3 on the free throw line. First one is good. Kentucky needs 4 points to tie its all-time scoring record of 116. The second shot is good by Morris of Miami. Ross gets the incoming pass, and Thistlethwaite knocks the ball down. Ross picks it up, feeds over to Hardwick. Hardwick in front court to Collinsworth. He fakes, breaks, and has it knocked out of his hands by Morris of Miami. 38 seconds to go. Bill Smith slowly walking out of bounds, gets the ball, has it knocked away from him, but nothing is called against the Hurricanes for guarding too closely. To Bayless, to Ross at the top of the circle. Back over to Bayless. 25 seconds to go. Collinsworth playing with the ball out deep, then passes over to Bayless. Back to Collinsworth. Back out to Bayless. Cats not even trying to score right now. Off in the left corner to Ross. Out to Collinsworth. Apparently they don't want to shoot anymore. Now Thistlethwaite fouls him and is going to force him to shoot. Second personal against Thistlethwaite with 5 seconds to play. Collinsworth goes to the free throw line for the first time in the game, shooting 1. Collinsworth shoots, short, no good. Bayless taps up. Smith taps it in. Bill Smith taps it in for 113 points, and the ball game is over. 114-75 is the final score. So there's the cheer from the crowd as the new scoring record is set. Had they gone ahead and scored 2 more points, they would have equaled their all-time scoring record of 116.